All right, so you're getting ready for a press and stationery specialized seller interview. That's pretty cool. It's this unique mix of like keeping people updated on the latest news and then also, helping them find all the cool pens and notebooks.
Right, those supplies.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got your role catcher guides right here with us. We've got career overviews, potential interview questions, the whole shebang. So our mission today
Yeah.
is to give you both the knowledge and the confidence to just absolutely nail this interview.
What I think is so cool about this role is you're not just like, selling stuff. You're really curating an experience. You're a resource. You're a guide to helping people find the tools
Yeah,
to, express themselves and to get things done.
So let's look a little bit deeper into some of RoleCatcher's insights about this job.
Hmm.
It really emphasizes that this role is all about being that go-to expert,
Yeah.
not just for, your big name newspapers and magazines, but really for the whole world of office supplies too.
Yeah, it's like running your own little specially curated shop and connecting with people who are,
Yeah.
really passionate about the written word and helping them, find the perfect tools to fuel their creativity.
Exactly. And, speaking of standing out, RoleCatcher's AI can be like a total game changer when it comes to your resume and your cover letter.
All
Because
right.
it helps you highlight the exact skills that employers want in this specific field.
It's like having your own personal brand strategist to show off your unique value.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into some of these potential interview questions. RoleCatcher's interview guide is packed with them. Over 120,000 covering tons of different careers and skills. Are you ready to tackle a few?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so first up, how did you become interested in the press and stationery industry? This one's all about, showing your passion. What sparked that interest for you?
I think this is a great chance to share your story. Maybe it was the thrill of seeing those new publications, hitting the shelves. Or, maybe it was that like feeling of satisfaction, finding the perfect notebook to capture your thoughts, whatever it is. Make it personal, make it genuine. Let your enthusiasm shine through.
That's great. And you know what? RoleCatcher actually suggests having a few different stories ready.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the interviewer might phrase the question a little differently. Like they might ask, what is it about this industry that continues to fascinate you?
It's good to have a couple stories up your sleeve. It helps you adapt to different ways of phrasing that question. And it also shows that you've really thought about this. You know what drives your passion for this work.
Okay, so imagine they follow that up with, what aspect of this industry excites you the most right now?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say?
I think that's where you can really showcase that you're a lifelong learner. Are you excited about the resurgence of independent bookstores and the unique stationery that they offer? Or maybe you're, fascinated by the focus on sustainability in paper products.
Those are fantastic examples. You're basically saying like, hey, I'm not just here for a job. I'm here because I'm interested in this field.
Exactly. That kind of enthusiasm can be contagious. It shows that you're invested in the future of this industry.
Okay, let's move on to question number 2. How do you stay up to date with industry trends and new technology? Because this industry is constantly evolving, so they want to see if you're actively learning and growing.
Don't just say you read stuff online. Get specific. Are you reading publications like Publishers Weekly or Stationery Trends? Are you attending trade shows? Are you following blogs or Instagram accounts dedicated to stationery? Show them you're going above and beyond the basics.
And you know what? RoleCatcher's AI can be really helpful here too, because it can analyze job descriptions and suggest, industry resources that you might not even know about.
It's like having a personalized research assistant who knows exactly what employers are looking for in this field.
That's amazing. Okay, so now imagine they follow up with this. What's a recent industry trend that you find particularly interesting and why? What comes to mind?
Here's where you can show that you're not just passively, absorbing information, but that you're thinking critically about how these trends might actually impact the business. Maybe you're intrigued by the rise of digital calligraphy tools, or, the growing demand for personalized stationery. Whatever it is, explain why it matters to you and how it could be relevant to your role.
Okay, on to question number 3. How do you approach client consultations and needs assessments? Active listening is key here.
Absolutely. Think about it this way. You're not just selling a product, you're solving a problem. So someone walks in looking for a specific kind of pen. How do you go beyond just pointing them to the right aisle?
Yeah, that's where those needs assessments come in. What
Yeah.
questions would you ask to figure out what they're really looking for? Maybe they need a pen for calligraphy, or they're looking for a refillable pen to be more eco-friendly.
Right, and those questions can lead to recommending something that they didn't even know they needed. That's the magic of being, a really knowledgeable
Yeah.
and attentive, specialized seller.
And what's cool is that RoleCatcher actually gives examples of how to structure your answers to these kinds of questions. They suggest using what's called the STAR method to share a story about how you successfully identified a customer's need, and then exceeded their expectations.
The STAR method is such a useful tool because it helps you organize your thoughts and present your experiences in a way that really clicks with the interviewer.
Okay, let's keep this momentum going. Next up, can you give me an example of a time when you went above and beyond for a customer?
I think this is where you can really highlight your passion for customer service. Those moments when you went the extra mile, maybe helped a customer track down a rare edition of a magazine, or offered to, special order a specific notebook that they were looking for.
Those are great examples. It's really about showing them that you're not just there to make a sale, you're actually invested in helping people find what they need. And RoleCatcher has some cool tips on how to structure your answer. They recommend using something called the STAR method. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. And it's all about, telling a compelling story that shows off your skills and your dedication to customer satisfaction.
The STAR method is so useful when you're prepping for interviews. It helps you organize your thoughts and then present your experiences in a way that really connects with the interviewer.
Okay, so let's say they throw you a bit of a curveball here with this question. How would you handle a customer who's upset about a damaged product or a late delivery?
I think this is where you can show off your problem-solving skills, and your ability to stay calm when things get tough. It's about empathizing with the customer, listening to their concerns, and then offering a solution that really addresses their needs.
Right. So, for example, let's say a customer is upset about a damaged newspaper. You could offer to replace it with a new one, or give them a discount on their next purchase.
Yeah.
It shows that you care about their experience, and you're willing to, go above and beyond to make things right.
And RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze the job description
Yeah.
and recommend specific ways to deal with those difficult customer situations that are, tailored to this particular employer.
It's like having a custom playbook. Okay, moving on to question number 5. What are your favorite types of press and stationery products and why? Now, this one might seem a little casual, but it's a great way to show your passion and knowledge.
Yeah, this is your chance to kind of geek out a little bit. Talk about that limited edition fountain pen you've been eyeing, or that notebook with the paper that's so smooth it makes writing just, a joy. Share your enthusiasm for those products and explain why they resonate with you.
And don't be afraid to tie those preferences back to the job. Like if you love handcrafted stationery, you can talk about how you'd love to help customers discover those unique and artisanal products. It shows that your interests match with the company's values.
And who knows? You might even find that you and the interviewer have some favorite products in common. It's all about making connections and showing that you're really into this field.
Okay, question number 6. How do you stay organized when managing multiple customer requests or tasks at once? This one's all about your time management and prioritization skills.
Right. It's like a juggling act sometimes in a busy shop. You might have customers asking where things are, while you're also trying to restock shelves and answer the phone.
Exactly. So give them a real example of how you've successfully managed multiple things at once in a fast-paced environment. Do you use a to-do list? Do you prioritize based on what's most urgent? Do you delegate tasks effectively? Whatever your approach is, highlight your ability to stay organized, even when things get a little crazy.
And RoleCatcher can help you quantify your experience. So instead of just saying, I'm good at multitasking, you can say something like, in my previous role, I regularly handled X number of customer interactions per hour, while also managing Y number of inventory tasks.
That kind of specific detail really makes your skills stand out. Okay, question number 7. How would you approach training a new employee on our products and services?
This question is about showing your leadership potential and your ability to explain what you know to others. So think about the essential things a new employee would need to know about the store's layout, the products, the point-of-sale system, and the customer service standards.
And share your own experiences with training, whether it was formal or informal. Maybe you mentored a coworker or trained a new hire at a previous job, or even just helped a friend learn something new. It's all about showing that you can break down complex information and create a supportive learning environment.
And RoleCatcher actually has a whole section on good training techniques. They talk about the importance of being patient, communicating clearly, and giving positive feedback.
Okay, so imagine they ask, what strategies would you use to make sure a new employee feels welcome and supported?
I think this is about your interpersonal skills and, creating a positive team environment. You could talk about the importance of communication, checking in with them regularly, giving them opportunities to share feedback, and just building a sense of, camaraderie.
It's about creating a culture where everybody feels valued, which ultimately leads to a more successful and productive team. All right, let's go to question number 8. How would you handle a situation where a customer is looking for a product we don't currently carry?
This is a great chance to showcase your resourcefulness and your commitment to making the customer happy. Maybe you could offer to special order the product for them, or suggest a similar item, or even refer them to a different store that might have what they're looking for.
It's all about going that extra mile, even if it means stepping outside your usual role. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help here too. It can analyze the job description and suggest different approaches that might be especially relevant to this specific employer.
It's like having a personalized guide for handling those tricky situations.
Okay, let's keep this momentum going. On to question number 9. Tell me about a time you had to deal with a challenging coworker or customer. How did you handle this situation?
Well, everyone's run into a difficult person at some point in their career, so don't be afraid of this question. The key is to pick a situation where you successfully dealt with the challenge and achieved a good outcome.
Right.
And, don't talk badly about the other person. Just focus on the steps you took to address the issue and highlight your communication skills, your ability to stay calm, and your commitment to finding a resolution.
Like, for example, you could talk about a time when you had to work with someone who had a totally different work style than you. Did you try to understand their perspective? Did you find ways to compromise?
Those are the kinds of stories that really demonstrate your emotional intelligence and your ability to work well with different personalities.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher provides some examples of how to structure your answer for this question using the STAR method to highlight the situation, task, action, and result, which helps you present your experience in a really clear and engaging way.
That makes sense.
Okay, ready for question number 10? This one's all about salesmanship. How would you persuade a customer to consider a more expensive product or a premium brand?
This is where you can really let your passion for the product shine. It's about pointing out those unique features and benefits that the premium option has and explaining how it meets the customer's needs better than maybe a less expensive option could.
So, for example, if someone's looking at a basic ballpoint pen, you can show them a fancy fountain pen. Talk about its smooth writing experience, its elegant design, and how it could even become a treasured heirloom.
Exactly. You're not trying to pressure them. You're helping them discover something they'll really love.
Right. And RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful with this too. You can look at the specific job description and recommend sales techniques that are relevant to this particular employer and their products.
That's really cool.
Okay, let's finish up with a question that comes up a lot in interviews. Do you have any questions for me? Now, this isn't just a formality. It's your chance to show that you're curious and engaged.
Yeah, think of it as an opportunity to learn more about whether this is actually the right fit for you. What do you want to know about the company culture, or the team dynamics, or the potential for growth and development?
And RoleCatcher has a list of really good questions that you can ask the interviewer about stuff like company culture, career progression, and the day-to-day responsibilities of the job.
Awesome. And remember, the best questions are the ones that show you've done your homework and that you really want to learn more about the company and the position. It's about showing that you're not just looking for any job. You're looking for the right job.
Wow, we covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we did.
From you know what this job actually entails to really diving deep into all those potential interview questions.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
And it's really cool to see how RoleCatcher can be such a helpful tool for getting ready for these interviews, helping you fine-tune your resume, your cover letter, practice your answers, and even get that AI feedback to make sure you're on the right track.
It's like having your own personal interview coach. But beyond all the practical tips, what does this all mean for you when you're actually sitting in that interview room?
I think the important thing to remember is that an interview is a two-way street. It's not just about them getting to know you. It's about you deciding, in quote, like, this company and this role are actually the right fit for you.
It's about finding that perfect match where your skills and your passions align with what they're looking for. So as you're prepping, think about what kind of shop environment you would thrive in. What kind of customers are you excited to connect with?
Yeah, picture yourself in that space. Are you drawn to the energy of a newsstand? with people constantly coming and going? Or do you see yourself in a more like boutique setting, helping people discover those unique stationery items?
And remember those core skills that we talked about.
Yeah.
Persuasion, active listening, sales and marketing. Those are all super important for this job. And if you want to boost your resume and your confidence even more, RoleCatcher has some good advice on gaining hands-on experience, like working in a retail shop or volunteering at a bookstore.
Those real-world experiences can make a big difference because they give you concrete examples to share in your interview, and they show that you're really dedicated to this field.
So as you're getting ready for your interview, take a deep breath, remember all the amazing things we talked about today, and just let your passion shine through. You've got this.
And remember, the world of press and stationery is always changing, so keep learning, keep exploring, and never stop being curious.
That wraps up our deep dive into the world of the press and stationery specialized seller interview. Best of luck out there. We're rooting for you.